If you asked me a week ago if I'd be able to host an entire dinner party while it being finals week and working full time, I probably would have told you no, but today in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. The theme for our dinner was Desi Italian fusion, so the first dish that I made was dal makhani. This is one of my favorite comfort meals, and so I just rinsed out the dal and kidney beans that I had soaking the night before, added them to an instant pot with some water, and added a bay leaf, and then set this to the pressure cook setting on high for 20 minutes. While that was cooking, I went ahead and got started on kulfi. I absolutely love this recipe. It is so easy and comes together so delicious. So I added my white bread, evaporated milk, condensed milk, whipping cream, and then I crushed up some pistachios and added that to the mix as well. And then blended everything together with my immersion blender. Poured it into a small pan and then added green cardamom powder on top. And then I just popped this in the freezer to let it freeze for 3 to 4 hours. Then I went back to prepping for my dal makhani. I cut up my green chilies, my onions, and at that point the Instant Pot was done cooking, so I did a quick test to see if the dal had cooked all the way through, and based on how soft these are mashing into the back of my spoon, they are clearly cooked. So then in another pot I just added my onion, I then added all of my spices and blended tomatoes and let this cook for about 10 to 12 minutes to really get all of the flavors out of the spices and cook this down. And this is where we begin the slow cooking portion of dal makhani, because after adding the dal and kidney beans, as I'm doing here, I let the slow cook on low for 6.5 hours, and this just brought out the flavor profile that is so iconic to dal makhani. I used my immersion blender to do a rough blend of everything and then got started on butter chicken. This is my favorite desi dish. Do not come for me. I know it's basic, but it's so good. Like, I've never had bad butter chicken, so I figured it would be so fun to recreate this for our dinner party. I went ahead and chopped some chicken, put it in our Instant Pot, and then I used the fada masala, butter chicken masala, pink salt, and red chili for some spice and color. I added the lid and let this pressure cook on high for 10 minutes. And you know what? Don't come for me on making brownies from the box. I was already cooking so much that day, I just didn't have it in me to do another homemade dessert. So I whipped those together, popped them in the oven, and by the time that happens, the butter chicken was done cooking. So I released the steam, took off the lid, and you guys, the color was perfect. I was so excited to give this a quick taste test, and sure enough, it was delicious and passed the test. By that time, the dal makhani had been finished cooking, so I added that to a bowl, took out the brownies. The kulfi had also frozen over and looked delicious. I was feeling a little athletic before we got into our final entree of Prep It Day 1, and it's a roasted onion pasta. So I added that to a pan. I added our spices, our pasta, some vegetable broth, and this is how it was looking at the end, you guys. It looked so delicious.